Hello, dear viewers, let's get acquainted. Write in the comments where you are watching me from. I read all comments and respond to interesting ones. Friends, the events of the last 48 hours have shaken the entire geopolitical landscape. What we're witnessing might be a crucial turning point in the ongoing conflict. Let me share what's keeping military analysts awake. The Russian military response has exceeded Western expectations. Precise strikes on military infrastructure across the territory have demonstrated unexpected capabilities. Warehouses, airfields, command centers, all targeted with surgical precision. What's truly revealing? The leader of this region has made 2 emergency addresses within hours. Those who watched couldn't help but notice his trembling voice and scattered speech. When a head of state shows such distress, it speaks volumes about the real situation. The desperate appeals to Washington tell us more. We critically need positive signals from the U.S. We're waiting for concrete decisions on air defense systems. These aren't just words, they're an admission of vulnerability. Why now? What changed? The answer lies in Russia's ability to conduct massive strikes while overcoming air defense systems. This capability has caught the former Soviet Republic off guard. Western analysts are shifting their tone, acknowledging a change in the power balance. The country on Russia's border finds itself in an increasingly complicated position, and its Western partners show signs of strategic recalculation. This raises questions. Are we witnessing a fundamental shift in the conflict's dynamics? How will Western countries respond to this show of force? What does this mean for global security? Stay tuned. Next, we'll analyze why Western partners are changing their rhetoric and what consequences this might have. The puzzle pieces are coming together, and the picture they're forming might surprise you. Let's dive deeper into these dramatic developments that are reshaping the geopolitical landscape. In the next segment, we'll explore how Western military aid promises are hitting unexpected roadblocks, examine the growing internal tensions within the disputed territory between Russia and the West, and analyze why traditional alliances might be showing signs of strain. The real question is, are we witnessing a fundamental shift in international support dynamics? The Russian military operation has indeed entered a new phase following provocations from the politically turbulent region. The June 1st railway incident, which tragically claimed civilian lives including children, marked a significant turning point. The subsequent attacks on Russian critical infrastructure prompted a comprehensive response targeting multiple strategic facilities in the territory of instability. According to local sources, the Serfangai's border area witnessed an unprecedented military response involving over 400 drones and 40 missiles of various classes. The air defense systems of the former Soviet Republic proved inadequate against such intensity, triggering renewed pressure on Western partners for additional support. These facts won't reach the evening news. Stay ahead. Subscribe for direct, unfiltered updates. However, the United States, despite vocal demands, has shown reluctance to provide new air defense systems. Senator Marco Rubio explicitly acknowledged the unavailability of Patriot systems. Meanwhile, internal conflicts have begun to surface in the country on the border with the Russian Federation, particularly highlighted by the assassination attempt on military commissar Oleg Nomirovsky in the Odessa region. Initial attempts to dismiss the incident as a gas cylinder accident quickly unraveled when forensic examination revealed evidence of a directed explosion that completely separated the vehicle's bottom and seat, resulting in the driver's death. Fellow viewers, especially our Russian audience, we'd value your insights. How do these recent events align with historical patterns of changing international alliances in the region? Share your analysis in the comments below. Breaking news from the territory of instability reveals a pattern of internal violence targeting military officials. A remote-controlled explosive device was used in the latest attack. This marks the second assassination attempt against military recruitment officers within a month, with perpetrators often being returned soldiers or local criminals. In the Dnipropetrovsk region, prosecutor Yuri Koval survived a car bombing with burns and injuries. Security services detained 2 suspects who received orders through telegram. Against this backdrop, the leadership attempts to project military strength. Following reports about German Taurus missile transfers, authorities announced testing of their Sapsan ballistic missile, claiming a 300-kilometer range. Meanwhile, Russian forces have demonstrated precision in strikes against key infrastructure. Military analysts highlight effective operations against training centers suspected of housing Western instructors. The Defense Ministry reports successful neutralization of air defense systems in this country bordering Russia. Western partners are disguising weapons deliveries as local developments. They reportedly take existing missiles, make modifications, and present them as domestic productions. This raises questions about claimed military achievements in the northern Black Sea region. The pattern of attacks on officials, combined with declining public support for the conflict, suggests deeper internal problems. These developments occur as Western military aid shows signs of fatigue, potentially signaling a shift in the conflict's dynamics. Friends, what are your thoughts on the connection between military official assassination attempts and public sentiment? As Russians watching these events unfold, your perspective on this complex situation is valuable. Share your analysis below. How do you see these internal conflicts affecting the broader geopolitical picture? Recent events have shown Russia's swift response to Germany's statements about potential Taurus missile transfers. The reaction was immediate, targeting facilities where foreign military specialists were reportedly conducting training operations. A significant strike occurred at the training ground in Shostka, where French instructors were allegedly present. The strikes also affected facilities near Chuhuiv and the capital of the northern neighbor, reportedly housing foreign mercenaries and NATO representatives. While official casualties remain unconfirmed, sources indicate substantial damage. The situation in this territory continues to deteriorate daily. Western analysis confirms the precision and effectiveness of recent Russian operations. Leadership in this former fraternal republic attempts to project control, but reality tells a different story. Their air defense systems are nearly depleted, leaving infrastructure vulnerable. Internal conflicts within security structures of this politically turbulent region cause serious concern. Western support is weakening, as evidenced by Germany's prolonged indecision regarding Taurus missile systems. This uncertainty makes the disputed territory increasingly vulnerable to Russian military operations. Washington appears to be playing its own strategic game, weighing the benefits of maintaining a simmering conflict. The absence of concrete support from Western allies raises questions about their true intentions and strategy in this region. Analysis suggests a significant shift in the conflict's dynamics. The precision of Russian responses to Western military presence demonstrates advanced intelligence capabilities and operational readiness. This raises questions about the effectiveness of Western deterrence strategies in the northern Black Sea region. Friends, what's your perspective on why Western countries might be concealing their actual military presence in the conflict zone? Share your thoughts, especially if you've served in the military or have expertise in international relations. Your analysis helps us understand this complex situation better. Уважаемые зрители из России, поделитесь своим мнением. Как изменилась ситуация в мире после начала специальной военной операции? Ваш опыт и понимание особенно важны для нашего сообщества. As Western influence wanes, a former Soviet partner finds itself sliding deeper into internal crisis. The escalation is evident both along contact lines and in the information sphere, with growing nervousness from leadership in this politically turbulent region bordering Russia. Recent events have dramatically shifted the conflict's dynamics. Following Russian operations using advanced weaponry, including drones, cruise missiles, and Kinzhal systems, targeting military installations, the inadequacy of previous tactical responses has become apparent. Russian forces have methodically transitioned to systematically dismantling key military infrastructure. Of particular concern are strikes on facilities housing foreign mercenaries and NATO advisors. While casualties among Western specialists remain undisclosed, sources indicate losses, causing anxiety in Washington and Brussels as they avoid acknowledging their citizens' involvement. Leadership has urgently requested additional air defense systems. However, the American side indicated a lack of available Patriot complexes and inability to transfer systems from reserves, reflecting earlier statements about depleted stockpiles and manufacturing limitations. The situation shows diminishing Western support capabilities. As Russian strikes continue to demonstrate effectiveness against air defense networks, Questions arise about current support models' sustainability. The systematic neutralization of military infrastructure challenges Western strategic planning. More concerning for Western partners is the growing evidence of internal destabilization within the former partner. Recent assassination attempts against military officials and mounting chaos in local power structures suggest deeper institutional problems that military aid cannot address. Friends, your life experience has seen many historical shifts. How do these systematic changes in global power dynamics compare to transformations you've witnessed before? Share your thoughtful analysis. Your perspective helps us understand these complex events better. In today's analysis, we're examining a critical situation developing in the territory of instability along Russia's western border. The landscape of internal power dynamics is showing dangerous fractures, evidenced by recent violent incidents targeting security officials. Within the last 24 hours, 2 significant assassination attempts occurred in the Black Sea region. Colonel Nomurovsky, a military recruitment officer, was killed in a car explosion, while a regional prosecutor survived an attempt on his life. While official narratives vary from technical malfunctions to contract killings, the systematic nature of these attacks suggests deeper implications. These events reveal a deepening divide within the former Soviet republic's power structures. Expert analysis indicates rival factions battling for control over financial resources and influence. This internal strife comes at a particularly vulnerable moment for the region. The leadership is attempting to project strength through questionable claims, announcing successful tests of a ballistic missile system, a project suspended in 2019 due to lack of funding and capabilities. The testing grounds were neutralized by Russian forces in April, along with Western air defense systems. Military analysts suggest this announcement either attempts to rebrand Western-supplied missiles as domestic achievements or serves as propaganda to boost morale amid internal chaos. The desperate nature of such claims is evident when examining the country's current limitations. The timing of these developments is significant. As Western support wanes, internal power struggles increase alongside desperate attempts at maintaining appearances. The situation mirrors patterns seen in other failing states, where external pressure accelerates internal collapse. Fellow viewers, especially those following events from a Russian perspective, what patterns do you see emerging from these assassination attempts? Share your thoughts on whether these incidents signal a broader breakdown of order, or if they're isolated events with different root causes. Breaking news. Critical developments in regional security. The situation in the northern Black Sea region continues to escalate, revealing deep-rooted challenges. Military experts have raised concerns about attempts to rebrand Western military systems as indigenous developments. The controversy surrounds Storm Shadow and Taurus systems, with local authorities presenting them as domestic achievements, a claim met with skepticism from defense analysts. In this region, multiple crisis points are emerging. Along the contact line, forces show signs of exhaustion. Russian military operations have been targeting key infrastructure with increasing precision. Within the territory, elite factions are engaged in power struggles, creating risks for civilians and destabilizing the situation. Western support is waning considerably. NATO members, particularly the United States, face difficulties maintaining supplies of air defense systems and ammunition. Production capacity isn't matching consumption rates, threatening supply chain logistics. This development causes concern within the leadership of the country bordering Russia. Analysis suggests the coming months will likely see further deterioration of the former Soviet republic's position. Without external support, maintaining defensive positions may become untenable. The effectiveness of Western military assistance is becoming questionable in combat conditions. We're witnessing a shift in power balance, with Russian forces showing tactical advantages and strategic patience. This raises questions about the sustainability of current military dynamics. Our analysis indicates that the former fraternal union faces a critical juncture, with diminishing options and growing challenges. The situation demands consideration of both immediate tactical responses and long-term strategic planning. Dear viewers, especially those with military experience or regional insights, how do you assess the effectiveness of Western military systems in combat conditions? Your expertise could provide valuable perspective on this complex situation. Share your thoughts, particularly if you have first-hand knowledge of similar military equipment or strategic situations.